Okay, so I think I'm gonna call this series the Diary of a Marketer. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about right now is just real marketing. That's what I was gonna call this. I was gonna call this real marketing. What I mean by that is this. I'm thinking about, some of the contractors that work in our organization and how much I appreciate them and that I want to put them on the website. So then I'm thinking, you know what, we really need to rejig our website. And then I don't know what other people think when they think they need to do something with their website. I don't know, what a small business person thinks or an entrepreneur thinks. But the first thing I was thinking was like, okay, so we need to redo our website. And then I was like, okay, well, then, what should it look like? What should it have on it? Immediately, I'm thinking, well, that depends on who is seeing my website. And I don't know if, small business people think that, again, because it's real marketing. It's like, well, who is going to be seeing my website? Other people might think, well, what's the latest WordPress design, or I want it to have sliders with pictures, or maybe some movies, I want it to have 3 columns, and I want it to be like blue and purple. No. Like, that is all pretty, but it has nothing to do with marketing and conversion and putting money in your pocket and food on your table. So the first thing I'm asking myself is, okay, so I want to redo the website, and then I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to put on it? And then I'm thinking, well, that depends on who's going to see it. So I was like, okay, good question. Who is going to see it? So then I'm thinking about the first place that we want to launch. Again, that is strategic thinking. We want to do a test. We want to have a test in a test market and see how that goes. So let's say I decide that I want to, start growing my business in New York. Well, that might not be the best place, but whatever. Let's just say New York. So then I'm going to think, okay, so I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to get a customized phone number. I'm going to get like a phone number with their area code. So when they see it, there's a feeling of comfort and familiarity. It's not some 1866 number or some foreign, code that they don't know. Again, that is like some real marketing that I'm really sure other people are not thinking about. Okay, so there's that. So if I'm going to if I want to do my test market in New York, I would then think about, well, how do they speak? What's their language? What things are familiar? Different images. So when I'm doing my test market and they go to my website, www.mapdom.com, it might have pictures of whatever, and then it talks about what we do, and bang, wonderful, great. We do some testing, we see what pages work, what doesn't, blah, 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 and then we know, and that's great. So we've launched there, so we've accomplished 2 things. We've launched there, and we've also gotten, the site specific to that market, and we can just duplicate that again and again and again and again. And it's not that you're gonna have multiple sites. You just have sub sites. So the banner, then we might go to Houston, for example, and the banner might say blah 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 blah. We get a Houston phone number, and that also helps with tracking, right? Because if you have all these different area codes, then you can kind of see, well, yeah, there's more activity in this city than that city. Is there anything different? What are the profiles of the different people who are doing business? This is real serious, in-depth marketing, or maybe what people want to call data mining or analytics or growth hacking or whatever. But you got to really be specific. You have really got to target the person that you're trying to attract. You've got to be super, super, super specific, and just do that all the time. Like, if you could talk individually to each one of them, then try to do that in a way. You know what I mean? So that's just what I wanted to make a recording about: real marketing, like real marketing. Like, oh my gosh, I wonder what WordPress site I should use. No. That stuff is, of course, yeah, it's important. Design, all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to talk about design here as well. And that's why I decided to call it Marketing Diary, because I'm just going to record my life, because my life is just all about marketing right now, marketing for clients and marketing Mapdom, and just getting to where I want to go, because this has been in the works for a long time, and I just want to vomit it on the world. And right now I'm doing all of my test marketing, I'm doing it right here in the city of Toronto. And once I see how that works and start to develop a model, I'll take it to another city, and then another city, and then another city, and then it will grow. You know what I mean? It's like normally small businesses just want to have a website and they just want to put it out there for the whole world, like, and with this one general thing. That's why the Maptum method is really, really different. We go deep. We go deep. We go deep. Like that, my voice, like I was just trying to do. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, and there were two other things that I was thinking about this morning, which is, I'm going to put this will be in the book, but it's going to be the some of the mistakes that I find that small business people, small business owners and entrepreneurs do, and I guess that's the same thing. I don't know why I separate them. I'll figure that out. But the one thing that they don't do is they really don't plan, and they really don't have a strategy. And it's kind of like just go by the seat of your pants. And of course, you know that the mission of Maptum is to bring Wall Street marketing to Main Street business owners, right? Entrepreneurs and small business owners, solopreneurs, and all those great, wonderful people with great, wonderful hearts. That's the goal. So, you know, what we do in corporate is like the whole year, or at least a quarter, is planned out. Like, you know what your campaign is. First of all, you got to figure out what your goal is, and then how you're going to achieve that goal, who you're speaking to. Yeah, we develop campaigns. We know what email is going out when, you know, tracking codes. Like, small business people don't do that. They really seem to just go fly by the seat of their pants, or however that saying goes. Yeah, so we plan. So that's the one thing that I definitely find that they don't do. The other thing I find, again, is they also don't go deep enough or think strategically enough from like a business perspective, because again, like I said, I have my MBA, and I've been exposed to, you know, C-level corporate management, so I understand how this works. Whereas a small business person, you might just be passionate about your restaurant or your photography business or your gardening business or your language teaching course or your tourism course or whatever. You're passionate about that, so you may not necessarily think about it, you know, from a different business perspective the way, let's say, a board of directors would. So what I would say is, you know, you just got to find a way to go deep. And I was thinking about that because I was thinking about something that's called the M factor. And let's say you have a business and you're like, well, I don't really need all this social media stuff. I don't need the Maptum method because, you know, my target market are people who are retiring now and they're really not on social media that much, so I don't need this kind of stuff. Well, you know what? That may be true, and we would work through a whole marketing plan because, of course, marketing is about online and offline marketing. But first of all, that group, that cohort is slowly starting to move on to online and recognizing the importance of learning these business skills. So the Maptum method actually really helps them out a lot. Excuse me, but then you also have to think, well, they're not the only people that are going to be buying this. You could probably create a whole campaign just to their children and say, you know, target their children and say, hey, you know what? Mom and dad have worked really hard and now they're looking at this, and wouldn't it be wonderful of this? And, you know, just put those ideas or have videos or images of something, and they'll say, hey, you know what, Mom? You know what, Dad? I saw this thing and I was thinking blah, 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 blah. So that's what I mean. You have to go deep. Don't just look at your one particular business, but figure out how you can scale. So I guess that was the other point is, one, small business owners and some entrepreneurs don't necessarily, they're not strategic and they don't have a plan. And secondly, they don't know how to scale and how to go, you know, deep or wide. So like I said, your target market might be baby boomers, but you know, there's a way that you can talk to their children, and there's a way you can reach them, those that are online, and all sorts of different stuff. But don't just have tunnel vision, I guess is what I'm saying. And even if you're a photographer, let's say it's the same thing, and well, yeah, photographers do have verticals, but how can you go deeper? How can you be more niche? How can you be more specific? How can you differentiate yourself? And that's what you play on. So, and that takes research, that takes keyword research, that takes competitive analysis. Like, that's what I call real marketing. It's like real work. It's not just like, you know, what should my logo look like? Like, who gives a shit? Who cares, you know? So anyway, that's it. That's my marketing message for the day, and I'm really, really enjoying this. Okay, and I hope that you are too. And so I guess now I'm supposed to say, so subscribe and like and share and tell your friends, and these are going to get better with time, but I'm just doing it, which is what I'm going to encourage you to do as well, is just get out there and do it. All the millennials are online. Everyone has their own little reality TV show. It's been happening for like 8 years now, so we're even a little bit late to the ball, but video is going to rule, and it's just something you're going to have to get comfortable with. So you might as well start like this, and the MAPTA method shows you how to do that. It's just one component of the overall marketing strategy that you are going to build for yourself using the MAPTA method. So even if you don't have $10,000 or $30,000 to go and sit with one of the big internet gurus, but you still have a great product and a great heart and you work like a dog, you deserve to succeed too, and you can do it in your own time at an affordable price, you know, using the MAPTA method. And it all just comes from love. It all just comes from love and having been in, you know, your shoes. I'm kind of taking you through the journey so that you can kind of get to this point. Okay, that's it. Take care. Bye.